Chapter 46, The False Prophet Establishing the Lordship of Antichrist. Immediately after the Antichrist issues the new orders to achieve absolute unity of faith in the world, the false prophet also will make another announcement addressing all the people of the world through electronic media like televisions and internet. Greetings to all the people of earth in the name of Satan, the most merciful and beneficent. At last, after waiting for millennia, the Savior of the world is finally revealed and enthroned. It is very sad and unjustifiable that some people in the world are still skeptical about the true Messiah, the present King of the world. The Lord Satan, the benefactor of mankind, respects human feelings, even the human unbelief. The Lord Satan doesn't want anyone to believe anything blindly. He wants everyone to believe after seeing the evidence and proof. That is why the true Messiah was resurrected while millions were watching. For those who still don't believe the true Messiah, the Lord Satan has given the authority to perform a greater miracle. I hereby order all the people in every city, town, and village all over the world to make an image of the King of the world. I shall give breath to that image. The image of the true Messiah will speak to you, address you by name, and solve your problems. At least after seeing the talking idol of the King of the world, everyone must be honest enough to fall down and prostrate and worship the King of the world. If anyone doesn't worship the King of the world, even after seeing the talking image of the true Messiah, they don't deserve any mercy and shall be beheaded immediately. As King Solomon told us, what has been is what will be, and what has been done is what will be done. What happened in the days of King Nebuchadnezzar will happen again in the 17th week. King Nebuchadnezzar set up a golden image and ordered that all citizens must worship that image. And he also ordered that everyone who doesn't worship the image shall be killed by being thrown into furnace. Worship the image, or else you shall die. That is the law under Nebuchadnezzar, as well as under the Antichrist. How accurately Ecclesiastes first chapter 9th verse is fulfilled. Many godly Christians too will be severely tempted to receive the reincarnate Nimrod as the true Messiah because of the miracle of the talking image. For centuries and millennia, we have read in the Bible and preached in the churches that the Lord Jehovah formed the first man from the dust of the ground and breathed into the nostrils of the image of clay, and that earthen image came to life. Now, a similar miracle is happening all over the world in every city and village. People are making images of the world dictator, and the false prophet is making the images speak. Is this not the miracle of Genesis 2 being repeated? Is this not the proof that Satan himself is the true God? Because of this miracle, the prophecy of our beloved Lord shall be fulfilled. For false Christs and false prophets will arise and perform great signs and wonders so as to lead astray, if possible, even the elect. The false prophet shall also call fire to come down from the sky whenever people ask for the miracle and prove himself to be the messenger of the true God. What about Israel? Israel will be in confusion. On one side, The mighty miracles performed by the false prophet and the fake resurrection of the old dictator will be almost convincing proofs of the messiahship of the president of the old government. But the new religion and the new world order created by the old dictator demands idol worship, which is directly against the law of Moses. Even the miracle of the false prophet of making the image of the beast speak almost proves that the God who made the first man, Adam, from the dust of the ground is once again in the action. But the person whom the new world orders projects as the Messiah is not a Jew. All the rabbis of the Jews have been teaching for millennia that the Messiah is going to be a Jah, the son of David. The present so-called Messiah has come from an Arab nation. This is highly objectionable, but the prophet who introduced the king of Assyria as the Messiah is a Jah. He will point out that Moses also prophesied in Deuteronomy 18 chapter 18th verse that God shall send a prophet for them from their brothers. I will rise up for them a prophet like you from among their brothers. The false prophet will point out that Arabs are after all the brothers of Israel, and the old dictator is exactly like Moses because Moses used the sword punish those who rebelled against God, and the present king of the world does the same. But again, this causes confusion. If the king of the world is like Moses, why is he encouraging the idol worship that Moses vehemently opposed? The false prophet will answer this objection by saying, this is not idol worship, but it is intended to show the people of the world that the biblical story of God creating the first living person from the dust is true. So many arguments and counter arguments, all the arguments advanced from both sides, are almost convincing. The nation of Israel will not be able to confidently decide whether or not to accept and worship the world dictator as Messiah. At this juncture, while the whole world is living in peace and safety during the first phase of the 17th week, the world dictator will make an important announcement that the people of Israel need not worship the image of the Messiah. They can follow the Mosaic law, which prohibits idol worship. They can even continue the rituals and worship of Jehovah in the newly built temple because the old dictator represents the same God. This is a special privilege given to the beloved nation of Israel by the great God Satan because Satan, the true God, is merciful and most beneficent. So, during the first half of the 17th week, the whole world will be worshipping the Antichrist, and the nation of Israel will be enjoying the special exemption granted by the world government and continue to live and worship in the rebuilt temple of Jerusalem according to the Levitical order, and the whole world lives in peace and harmony for a few months. The true believers in Jesus Christ already know and they are fully aware that such a false Christ and a false prophet will come just before the true Messiah comes on clouds to take away his church on clouds to the eternal habitation. So the true church made of the born again believers of all nations, including Israel, will not worship the world dictator but prepare themselves to meet their Lord in mid-air. The Antichrist, the Nimrod reincarnate, shall pass an order that all people who refuse to worship him are disobeying the true God despite so many proofs, do not deserve to live and must be killed.